Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Eastleigh save. Before we get started, of course, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more great content like this. But let's jump into it. So today we have got Hull City. It's a big game as they are 2 positions below us in the league, 1 point behind us. We're sat on 40 points, they're on 39. So it's a big game. If we get the win, we've got a lot more of a comfortable road ahead for the final few games of the season. Whereas if we lose, we could get dragged right into a battle with the relegation teams down there. You can see they've got the likes of Michael Bafemi, so a player that I'm quite fond of in real life. I think he's a player that Saints shouldn't have really let go. I think he had a lot of potential. But looking at how we've got on since the Peterborough win, we did play Stoke, drew the first game 1-0, went to a replay where in extra time we won 3-2, which was a great win. To go through to the next round, the 5th round of the FA Cup, where we in fact lost 4-1 to Aston Villa. I'm not too worried about that. We got a good amount of good amount of money in for it. It's not lots, but it's enough to be happy with. We lost to Sheffield Wednesday 2-0, but we then beat QPR 4-0. Absolute rout. No concerns at all. They're in the relegation zone, so it's quite nice to see that we are better than them quite comfortably. We then obviously beat Stoke, took on Fulham and Blackburn where we got a draw in both of those games, home and away. And there was also the Bournemouth game, which we unfortunately lost 3-2. Hudling getting a goal in the 90th minute to give us a little bit of hope, but not quite enough to get us through to getting a point back. Like I say, we've got Hull today, so it is a big game. I'm finding it tough to kind of decide how I want to play in the future. Now, we've obviously got the 4-3-3 gegenpress that we had played for a little bit, but I'm not entirely sure that that's the best route to go down. I think we need to have those bit wider players. Nazim Liscan has come into the first team. I thought we might as well bring him in now. 19 years old, coming to the end of the season. South Shields want him on loan, but he's played 2 games for us. He's done okay, nothing spectacular, but hopefully, obviously, he'll grow into that role a bit more. The likes of Magoma, O'Connor still being wanted by other clubs. So there's plenty of room for improvement, but plenty of room to grow with the players we've got, which is nice. We don't have to be too concerned. If we can stay in the division next season, pushing up higher in the league, I think it just helps with the progression. We've obviously jumped up the leagues very quickly, so it's no surprise that we'll be stalling a little bit in the championship. With that said, let's go into today's game then. We will stick with the 4-2-3-1, but we will mix it up slightly. Vince Harper has come back from injury, so I think we'll bring him on. Josh Hare, we have promised him game time, but when he's a bit jaded like that, there's no point really of getting him out there. We have got McGavin, who is wanting to leave the club, but a Wackway can come in there in a deep line playmaker role. Smith can sit next to him. Simmons, we could swap out for Adebayo, who's been actually pretty good off the bench as well. And we'll put Barr on the bench for the likes of Josh Hare, as we've got cover for the fullbacks roles. So it should be okay. But yeah, we'll stick with that. Gunter in goal, Ramsey, Magoma and O'Connor at the back with Harper, Smith, Uwakwe, Adebayo, Elliott, Nazim and Ben House sitting up top on his own. We've got the likes of Carl Hudlin on the bench. He's scored 3 goals in his last 2 games off the bench. So I'm kind of thinking that could be that his next new best role, coming off the bench, causing a bit of trouble at the end of a game because of his size and power. So hopefully that will guide us to victory today against a Hull side who, again, hasn't been great. They haven't done fantastically well this season. It is a televised game because of the fight down below. We've obviously lost the last 2 games, but I'm not too worried about that. I think we can jump straight back into things. They lost 3 until they got a win and a draw, so they're unbeaten in 2. So quite a good run of form for them, really, considering where they are in the table. We do have a game in hand over them, so it's nothing too much to worry about if we do lose. But, you know, of course, it's always better to get the win and get that kind of cushion and the advantage going into the last few games of the season. I think there'd be 10 games left or something after today. The ball played forward isn't going to find House, and they're going to look to come forward straight away from kickoff after we lost it from the clearance forward. But Adebayo does well to win that back, and we look back to Stephen O'Connor to restart the play. I no idea where Vincent Harper is. He seems to have gone for a run and didn't want to turn around. Smith's pass was cut out by O'Reilly, who finds Obafemi. Mooney now bursting into the box. I mean, there's a lot of players back, so we should be able to deal with this, but the ball's in deep. Doherty knocks down O'Reilly. That was, why'd I say that we should be able to deal with this? Because it was knocked down. O'Reilly was in open space. 1-0. Their first shot of the game, first shot on target in the first 30 seconds, and we're 1-0 down. Not a great start, but we can come back in this. Mooney's ball in. Ramsey hasn't shone a great light on himself there. And then O'Reilly's finish with no defenders around him at all. He had plenty of time just to tuck that away. So it's 1-0, 2 minutes in, really early on. We've got plenty of time to get back in it, which is the good thing. But it looks like they're coming forward again. They've got the advantage of being in a bit of form over us, who's obviously lost 2 games running. So I'm hoping this could have been a game that we could kind of turn things around with. Gunter's saves twice very, very nicely to keep us in that. The first one was a good save, and then getting up quick enough to stop the second rebound from coming in and causing issues or conceding a goal was very, very well done. We're going to miss him next season. I don't think we will bring him in again. We might do. I'll kind of speak to Spurs and see what they say, but it depends on how our reserve keepers are getting on and how they're kind of growing in their development. We might look to loan them out. If we do, we might have to try and bring someone in, even if it's not Gunter, someone else, because Okonkwo, I think it could absolutely be our first team goalkeeper, but if we can get Gunter in again, why not? He's been very, very good this season. It's still 1-0, and we've grown into the game a little more. Still nothing clear cut for us, but header at the near post finds Grant, who heads it across the goal. It was then headed back across, found Grant again, but Ben Elliott was able to cut out the pass on the edge of the box from Hull, and we're looking to burst forward now. Can he look to find Ben House, or is he going to create something himself in a bit deeper? He's got all the way to the left-hand side. Ball came in, headed away by Grant, but Ramsey's able to get back on that. Smith now, inside, back to Uwakwe, into House, who's got his back to goal, into Nazim, who looks round the corner to Ramsey. He should get there. He just about does. It's off the corner flag, stays on, but looks like it wasn't something to be able to deal with. Maybe Josh Hare would have got there, but you live and learn. I don't think I can really blame Ramsey for not necessarily getting there. It was a stronger pass, but he did get there technically. He did get to the ball, but I don't know. Free kick though, Uwakwe, 34 minutes in, 10 minutes before half time. Would be great time to score. O'Connor's header just over the bar. At least we're starting to create more and more chances. That's good to see. At least we're not sitting back and just kind of having to suck up some pressure from Hull. We're at home, so we need to be going a bit more positive, I think. So we will do that for the final 5 minutes of this half. See if that does give us any more of an advantage over them. Smith looking jaded. Ramsey's not having a great game at right back. And to be fair, House hasn't either really up top. So we might be looking to change those around. We're coming right to the death now. Extra added time as the keeper's ball forward is headed away by O'Connor, and Harper's able to get onto the end of that. Back to O'Connor, who again looks forward, looking to find Ben House, who does manage to get onto that and is taking it down quite nicely. Adebayejo supporting him. Now, has he got support? He does find Vincent Harper. We're having to go back to O'Connor again, but that's fine as long as we've got the ball. They can't score, and we've got a bigger chance of scoring. Magoma now into Smith, who has to play back to Magoma. They're doing well with the pressing and holding their shape, Hull, but we're slowly working the ball. A ball over the top by Smith finds Ben House again, who has to go back, but this time finds a whack where he's got a bit of space to find Harper, who's got round the back here. He fires it across. Ben House has got to score. I mean, the goalkeeper literally walked off to the side of the goal and went, pop it there. And Ben House decided, no, I'll give it straight back to you. Not fantastic, but that was a positive end to the second half. So we will stick with kind of how things are going, I think. We might change Ben House, but I think I'll leave it for now. We'll just put Bar on for Kaliskan, who's not had a great game. We're slowly easing him into the side. Don't want to chuck him in and have him feel like all that pressure. So it's good to have Bar in the squad. Obviously, we didn't have him at the start of the season. well, we loaned him in at the start of the season, then decided that we had other players that we wanted to register for the competition. So he was sat in our under-23s, which Watford weren't too bothered about, to be fair. So it meant that we could bring him in January and register him. And he's been pretty good, to be fair. He's done pretty well. Ball in, House with the header. There it is. Vincent Harper coming back into the side, getting that cross in. And it found Ben House at the back post, who heads it home for 1-1. 10 minutes into the second half, we're back in the game, back level. From the throw-in, Awakwe was able to kind of drop it back to Vincent Harper, who's ball in, found Ben House, causing trouble. Who was that? Was that Barr back there? Yeah. Barr was in there as well, causing a bit of problems for the defence. But straight from kickoff, Hull do have a highlight, which can be worrisome, or it could be very, very positive, as it might be a case that we can snap right again and get a second goal. But it looks like it's coming to Obafemi, who looks round the corner, finds Mooney. Great challenge by Harper, but it falls to O'Reilly, and they've scored again. Okay. Straight from kickoff. They've got another goal. We're still getting more and more dominant in the game, but straight away, Doherty finds O'Reilly into Obafemi, who just holds it there. I don't know where the boys are. We're a bit all over the place at centre-back. And it led to him being played through by Obafemi and the goal being scored. But it's frustrating. A ball in by Awakwe just goes straight through to the keeper. That is a nothing free kick, and they're going to have another chance to come forward. We've got a lot of players forward because we're in that positive mindset, but we are able to get back from that goal or drop kick from the keeper. Magoma playing into Smith, back to the keeper, and Gunter's going to restart things. Stephen O'Connor into Awakwe, who looks into Elliott, who's has to play back to Smith, who's got a bit of time there. Not too much pressure on him, but enough to make him think about what he's doing next. Magoma looks forward, but it goes straight to Doherty, who just heads it down to Obafemi, who plays it back through to Doherty, who is getting around down this left-hand side. Ramsey's got to deal with it. He doesn't. Balls come in. O'Reilly has caused problems for Magoma, who's somehow volleyed it back at the keeper. Another cross comes in, Adebayo heads clear, but now Ben House, can he look to break with Eastleigh? It looks like it's got to be a foul. Grant with the challenge. That is naughty stuff. It's a yellow card for Josh Grant, and we do get a free kick. We knew we were on a break and causing issues. Awakwe's ball through. Adebayo isn't able to keep hold of it as it's won by Grant, and so Hull are going to come again, coming forward. It's a close game. It's a tight game with the chances we've had and everything like that, but we don't want that. We want it to be dominant by us to give us that kind of hope and positivity coming forward. Now, Bassi on the ball, plays back to the keeper. Hayne with it. Going to take his time here with no pressure on it. We will go to a more attacking play. Now it's kind of hitting the 60-minute mark. Ramsey wins the ball though. Barr inside to Smith, back to Ramsey, into Elliott. Looking round the corner to Smith, who again finds Ben House. This time he can turn and face with Barr being played through on the right-hand side. Can he get across in? Not quite. Plays back to Smith. He's got plenty of time. Strike off saved onto the bar. Ramsey does well to win that header, but it will go out for a throw-in. A lovely bit of movement there. Ben House receiving it, looking round the corner to Barr, who had plenty of time out there. Played Smith in, who was arriving a bit later, who unfortunately wasn't able to quite get the ball in the net as the keeper was able to stand strong and get a hand to it, knocking it onto the bar. But 20 minutes to go. Let's change something up now. Matthew Smith, you've done very well today, but you seem like you're knackered. So let's change that up. Ben Elliott, we will take off for Carl Hudlin, because what I think we will do is try this. We'll chuck him up top and see how things go. We'll pop him as a poacher, because I think he's still got pace. Like, he's not slow, because he's got 12 acceleration and 11 pace. So he's got to be able to do something up there, getting on the last man, getting around that corner. And obviously he's getting it in the box, and he can cause problems for the defence. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. In fact, what I'm going to do is quite a drastic change, but we're going to go straight to gegenpress and just do that and see how it goes. Lots of pressing, hard working for the final 15 minutes, because we need a goal. We're in positive. Let's go attacking. We've got to get a chance now. Barr keeps it inside, finds Magoma, back to O'Connor. Stephen O'Connor now up forward, long to Hudlin, who's got. He took it down lovely. maybe could have took it a little bit more forward. Maybe didn't have the confidence that he was going to be able to outpace the defenders. But a great start. Awakwe with a cross from the corner. Back post. Hudlin's there. There he is. He's come on the field. He's causing problems again. It's what he does. Carl Hudlin with the header from the corner. Fantastic one as well. He's still scoring goals. He's banging them in, whichever league he's in. I'm gonna have to. He's gonna be a legend. He's gonna be an absolute legend for us in the game and for Eastleigh. I can't quite praise him enough. He's that good. 5 minutes to go though. Can we get another one, or are we gonna be stuck with a 2-2 draw? I mean, I'll take the 2-2 draw. It means we've still a point ahead of Hull. We move up to 16th as well. We're still away. We're 7 points away from the relegation zone. If we can hold on here, I mean, it would have been nice to get the lead because 14 shots on target and 24 shots in total is kind of a ridiculous amount. But there you go. I mean, maybe that's a sign. We have to change to a 2 up top gegenpress style. Get the boys working hard, maybe. But we'll see. We'll have to have a look at what we can do in there and what our best thoughts are. But there you go. A 1-1 draw against Hull. Probably not the most exciting or best result, but a result that we could do with. It makes things a little bit better. We've got Ipswich as well, who'll be coming up. So that's another one who's in the relegation area. And then a few more games, and obviously Portsmouth and Preston at the end of the season. So some big games coming up for sure, all around back down the bottom of the table, which could hopefully help us stay up quite comfortably and give us plenty of time. But there you go. We will leave it at that. I hope you did enjoy. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe as always, and I will catch you in the next one. See you then.